Hickey Talks.
A much earlier hello than usual. It is about 3:32 here. What day of the week is it? Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday if you're watching us live around 3:30.
Normally we go in at 5, but my son, my youngest child, Carlin, graduates from high school today. I'm very, very excited about it.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats to him. I thought at this point he'd be in the Hickey school. I really did. When he was little, I thought he'd be a criminal, but he's an amazing kid. Amazing young man, actually. Today's show brought to you by BarnesPaving.com. That's BARNES Paving.com. Check them out or give them a call at 443-243-3710. Amazing people at Barnes Paving. Just the best. Commercial, residential, patchwork, milling asphalt, whatever you need, they do it. And if you mention Mickey Talks, you get 10% off at BarnesPaving.com, BARNES Paving.com. So, Matt, the earlier show today, I kind of like it.
You like it better than the 5 o'clock?
I think I do. Like, it feels good to be in here.
Well, we talked about doing a morning show in here one day, too.
Yeah, we're going to do that next week, I think.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes, but I'm looking forward to it. I just like trying different stuff.
Yeah, but it's a good idea.
I like doing the show now.
We'll see what people like.
Yeah, we'll see where they're at. See if anybody tunes in.
We got a great guest today.
Yeah.
Her name is Amber Poole. She is a psychic medium and a medical intuitive. And I know she's going to do a reading on us at some point today. And she's already told me some things that have already freaked me out. Not freaked me out, but blown me away a little bit.
Yeah, I heard one thing she told you.
She told me what I ate today.
Yeah, I'm
yesterday, actually.
Okay, what kind of alien is this lady that knew what you had for lunch? And I saw it happen naturally.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you two worked this out.
Not at all.
Yeah. No, it was legit. Speaking of legit, let's get to the facts, Matt. Let's do it. Brought to us by Barnes Paving. Give them a call or check them out online at barnespaving.com. It is now time for That's the Facts, Matt. Let's do it.
Yes, I don't know if you saw this, but there's Secret Service officers that were suspended after they fought outside of Barack Obama's house. Did you see the video on this?
No. Is it from recent?
Yeah, 2 female Secret Service officers are sitting on the sidelines after getting into a dust-up outside of former President Obama's D.C. residence. The video is from May 21st, actually, so it just happened.
But, I mean, it's recent news. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, here's if you want to check it out. There's no audio, but you can check this out here.
All right, let me see if I can see it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Yeah, go ahead and play it, buddy.
Oh, that's not it. Here we go.
All right.
It's very grainy, but you can see 2 women.
That's hilarious.
Going at it in front of Barack Obama's house.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Yeah, so said that. Let me get back to our normal screen here.
Yeah.
There we go. One officer was also heard on a recorded Secret Service phone line demanding a supervisor to the scene before she beats up her colleague.
I love it.
He even told him.
I love it. It's hilarious. I mean, come on. You're the Secret Service.
Yeah.
All in 1 year, you let a president get shot and your own people are fighting.
Yeah, pull it together, man.
Yeah, let's go. And apparently it ain't that big of a secret anymore. Everybody knows what's going on.
This is wild, man. Did you hear that the last grandson of President John Tyler died? He's the 10th president.
Wait a minute. The last grandson?
Yeah, this is mind-blowing.
Wait,
man.
so Tyler, right?
Yeah.
Was president, and let me see if I can figure out this timeline. 1840s?
Yeah, 1841.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. The last surviving grandson of President John Tyler, the 10th U.S. president, has died. His name is Harrison Ruffin Tyler of Richmond, Virginia. He died Sunday at age 96. John Tyler, who was vice president, was inaugurated in 1841 after President William Henry Harrison died in office.
Yeah.
He had 15 children.
Wow.
Including Harrison's father, who was born in 1853. When he was born in 1928, his father, Leon Tyler, was 75.
There it is. I was looking for the jump. I didn't know if it was the Prez or his son.
Right.
Yeah.
Tyler grew up during the Great Depression, attending Virginia Tech University, and co-founded the industrial water treatment company ChemTreat. The Richmonder reports Harrison Tyler had dementia and was living in a nursing home.
Wow. That's unbelievable, man. That's wild when you think about it, though.
I mean, it just sounds like a story that couldn't possibly be true.
Right, but it is.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is wild. So day 11 of the Diddy trial just happened,
Yeah.
Sean Diddy Combs' trial featured expert testimony from a L.A. police officer, an arson investigator, and Cassie Ventura's stylist, Deontay Nash. Deontay Nash detailed ways that Diddy controlled Cassie during their tumultuous relationship. Nash said under oath that Diddy threatened to release homemade tapes of the so-called freak-offs. Nash said Diddy's bodyguard delivered Cassie to a plastic surgeon's office after a violent attack that split open her face another time.
Jesus.
Cassie considered climbing over a hotel balcony railing to escape Diddy's violent rage. Nash attempted to protect Cassie from Diddy. On one occasion, Diddy arrived at Nash's home in search of Cassie. Nash told the jury, quote, "He started looking all around my house. He looked in the closets. He looked in the oven. I have no idea why he looked in the oven," was the testimony. Yeah.
My God.
The judge denied Diddy's defense team's request to declare a mistrial. They complained that prosecutors had introduced a line of questioning interfering that Diddy had critical evidence destroyed, linking him to a home break-in at Kid Cudi's place. So this is nuts. A license plate search confirmed that the black Cadillac Escalade SUV at the 2011 break-in was registered to Diddy's company, Bad Boy Productions. An LA Police Department officer was who investigated the break-in, obtained fingerprints from the front door. However, the arson expert investigating Kid Cudi's car bombing blames someone in the LAPD for destroying those fingerprints.
Wow.
They took a Molotov cocktail. It was a 40-ounce Old English 800 malt liquor bottle filled with gasoline to make a Molotov cocktail. The bottle did not break. It was aimed at Kid Cudi's car, which reduced the effectiveness of the Molotov cocktail.
Oh, my God. Well, you got to give them credit. Old English 800. They're going old school OG. I mean, that's old school right there, man.
Yeah.
It was either that or Colt 45. I mean, they're the two. My grandfather owned a liquor store. I know exactly what was drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk. Is that the right word? I know what was drunk.
Was drunk.
Or drank.
What people drank. Yeah. What was drunk, right? What was drunk?
What? Yeah, I think it's drunk.
Somebody correct us in the.
I got to go in the chat room to see how dumb we really are.
So listen to this story, man. There are killer bees swarming people in Texas.
Really?
So there's two tiny Texas towns that are being terrorized by killer bees. They're both about 2 hours west of Dallas. Police said a man in Eastland who was mowing his yard was swarmed. He hopped in his car to speed away, but the bees followed him and stung him to death.
Jesus God.
I mean, think of the top 10 ways to die.
That's in my top 3 of not wanting to die.
Yeah, my God. Also, in the neighboring town of Comanche, a swarm of Africanized bees attacked and killed 3 prize rodeo horses. Police say that millions of bees swarmed the owner who survived the attack. Do you even want to survive after being swarmed by African bees?
I mean, I don't even know what you do in that situation.
I don't know. I mean, I guess you dive into a pool if there's.
That's the only thing you could do, right? I mean, you run inside and hope that you get, maybe 40 of them follow you.
Yeah.
But that's just absurd, man.
That's there aren't too many other crazy ways to die than that, right? I mean, you can be drowned,
stung to death by bees.
You can be buried alive. That would be awful.
Oh, buried alive would be
burned.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Eaten by an animal.
It depends what animal and if it's a kill shot on the first bite, And
then killer bees is right in there, man.
That's just, my God.
There was a drug bust. There was a woman caught smuggling a drug made from human bones. She's a British woman facing serious drug charges in Sri Lanka after authorities say they searched her luggage and found more than 100 pounds of a dangerous synthetic drug that's made from human bones.
Good God.
21-year-old Charlotte May Lee, a former flight attendant from South London, was arrested at the airport. She claimed that she didn't know it was in there.
Wow. 100
That's all I
can say.
I mean, she didn't know there were 100 pounds of a drug made from human bones.
That's crazy.
First of all, let's back up and talk about this.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do people do? Are people smoking human bones?
Matt, I have no idea. Like, that story to me, I'm just flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Like, what? I didn't even know you could make a drug from human bone? Is it the marrow or something?
I have no idea.
Did they just grind up the bones and it's the powder?
I don't know, man. They running out of like good ideas for their drug dealers running out of stuff to market now or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a doctor to call us. What's that called? A chemist to call me up and let me know. Like, what do you make out of? I'm gonna look it up.
I mean, if you're addicted to human bones, it's bad, right?
Yeah. Well, it depends. What drug is made from human bones? Let's see.
Their
this,
family's
man.
like, please go back to heroin. Will you please stop with the human bones?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's this. It's just all that story. It's just other drugs, and they. I don't get it. It doesn't really say. It doesn't say anything about the drug. It's all that 40 stories of her.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Kush.
Oh, yeah. They call it Kush. Right.
Drug made out of human bones. Oh, my God. Doesn't say how they. Yeah, I ain't doing no Kush. I can tell you that right now.
They call it a deadly drug made from human bones. It's commonly produced in West Africa. It is known to kill about 12 people a week in Sierra Leone.
My God.
Yeah. Don't do human bones, kids.
Yeah.
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 There was a cat
I'm
busted,
not doing human bones.
Busted for drugs as well.
A what?
A cat.
Good. I hate cats.
What?
Yeah, they're
How
evil.
can you hate cats?
I mean, how do you like them?
It's ridiculous. They're
What?
great. They're wonderful creatures.
Explain the need of a cat.
I love cats because
You were not loved as a child?
No, it's a great companion.
It's a terrible
It's a great pet.
It's a terrible pet.
No, you don't have to walk it. It's not like a dog. You got to take it
And
out
it does
every 10
nothing
minutes.
for you.
What do you mean it does nothing?
What does it do?
What's a dog do for you?
Gives you support. Will lay there with you.
So will a
We'll
cat.
go in the backyard and grab something for you.
My cat plays fetch. You want to see video of my cat playing fetch?
No, I don't want to see. Listen, you know how bad cats were? The Egyptians buried them alive with the pharaohs.
No, cats are sacred in Egypt.
Yeah, because they're the most evil creatures in the world, and they feared them.
No, they don't fear them. They're like the pets of the gods over there.
No, I'll take a dog any day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, cats. They just lay on the TV and stare at you, or whatever.
I love it, man. You can leave a cat all day. A dog's like a baby, and you got to go home and you got to walk.
Do you know if a human dies?
I love dogs, by the way.
Okay, I just want to tell you something though.
Yeah.
If a human dies, the dog will lay at its master's body for upwards of 3 days.
Okay.
Waiting. If you
Is that what
die,
you need?
if you die and have a cat, it'll start eating you
probably eat my
within
head.
3 hours.
I'm
And
sure.
it starts with your nose. I'm not kidding.
What do you mean your nose?
That's where cats start eating humans.
Yeah.
At
What do I
the
care?
nose.
What do I care though?
What do you care?
Yeah.
Your best friend's eating you alive. My best friend's laying next to me while I die and rot like a soldier.
That's
like
the
a
way,
ride or
it's supposed
die.
to be, man. It's supposed to be back to the earth, right? We're gonna be
Yeah,
buried
but not
in
yeah,
some.
but
some-
not in the form of cat shit.
I don't
Because
care.
the cat ate you.
Where do you think all your blood and water in your body's been, man? It's been running through dinosaurs and.
I have zero problem with all that part.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the part where I gave this thing food and shelter for 20 years and I'm dead 3 hours and it's eating me.
It's a tribute, man.
Yeah, let's attribute my ass. They're evil. I hate them. Go ahead. What else we got?
Anyway,
Yeah.
cats. This cat was busted sneaking crack and weed into a prison. On Tuesday, prison guards in Costa Rica busted a cat trying to import crack cocaine into the penitentiary. In a statement, prison officials said they caught the kitty trying to climb over the perimeter fence of the prison with 2 drug packages attached to its body. The first contained 235 grams of marijuana, and the second had more than 67 grams of crack cocaine. After the bust, the cat was turned over to the National Animal Health Service, and the drugs were confiscated.
Wow.
I'm team pro free mittens, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Free mittens. Cat's probably got a dumb name too.
Yeah.
Sparkles. You know what I mean? When them dumbass names don't mean anything. Sparkle. Bubbles. Come here, Bubbles.
Dogs have the same thing.
Nah, people are getting cool. My neighbor had a dog named Jimmy. I swear.
Jimmy.
Yeah, it was so funny to hear him. Come here, Jimmy. He turned around, the dog comes around. Look at the dude. I thought that was cool.
It is. My wife likes to name stuff with people names.
Now I have
We had a cat named Frank at one point.
I would almost like a cat named Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it.
He was like a dog, actually. You would like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a woman who caught her cheating husband with an electric toothbrush.
A woman that caught her husband with an electric toothbrush?
Yeah. So tech has advanced to where your toothbrush could rat you out if you're cheating on your significant other. There's a woman in the UK who caught her husband cheating after noticing odd activity on their electric toothbrush app. The married mother of two was using the app to track her kids' brushing habits when she saw the toothbrush was used at a strange time, like when her kids were at school and her husband was supposed to be at work. Suspicious, she checked and confirmed her kids were at school. And when she asked her husband, he claimed he was at work all day. She hired a private investigator, Paul Jones, who found proof of the husband's affair. Jones said smart devices like toothbrushes can reveal secrets because they track usage data. The woman confronted her husband with the evidence, and he admitted to the cheating. Jones warned that everyday devices can hold clues to catch dishonest partners, making it harder for cheaters to hide.
I believe it 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. That's why I don't like do that kind of stuff.
That's why? Because you
get caught. And I don't want to do that.
What if you couldn't get caught? You would do it?
No, I like cheat.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really no, I don't think so. Why would you cheat if you're with somebody?
I think it's awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be a cheater.
I always said if you need more, then marry somebody that's into like multiple people.
Or don't get married.
Or don't get married.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. Don't get married.
There's an idea.
Yeah. If you get married, that's where you go.
Yeah.
You can't cheat.
Or be upfront with your partner and say, this isn't working out.
Yeah.
I'm going to see other people.
Right.
Let's end this marriage.
Yeah. I'm 100% agreeing
before you
with
drag them through all that, right?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is the Facts Matt.
Thank you, Matt. Great
ending.
job.
It was very weird ending.
Yeah, I was
Facts Matt today.
Yeah, I didn't know how to take that story. I didn't know where to take it. But I will tell you this much. I'm really excited about our guest.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm a little freaked out too, man.
Well, listen.
Because of what,
I'm petrified.
Yeah.
Now, our guest, I'm going to let you do because you know more about Amber than I do.
Yeah. So Amber came highly recommended to me from our friends from the Bay.
Right.
Who had some experiences with her at parties and then also had her on the air.
Yeah.
But Amber is a psychic medium. She is a medical intuitive, and she's got a really cool story just about how she figured out how she had all these abilities and what she was able to do for herself with this. So let's get right to her. Welcome, Amber Poole.
Hey, Amber.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Let's start at the beginning. Okay. How does one find out you have abilities to do stuff like this?
Sure. So I always see colors when I'm talking to people that you probably don't see.
Okay.
But I didn't realize that you don't see that stuff. And that's normal to me.
So let me just.
And that's like an aura. It's called an aura,
Yes.
right?
So when you look at people, they have a color around them?
Yes.
Everybody.
Everybody has a color.
You see a color around every human being?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So your animals could have them too.
Oh,
Just
is
to
that
let you know
right?
your animals,
Yeah.
Are
they can
cats
have-
always surrounded by like black or red?
They are?
They are.
No, I'm not a cat person.
But they're awful. They
So
are.
I don't. I
Yeah.
have dogs.
Yeah. I bet the dog's light is white or yellow or blue.
That's not true.
No,
But they
I'm
all
kidding.
have colors.
That's-
Even horses. I've read horses.
Really?
Yeah, because you have to know, they have problems too.
Have you ever read a horse and the horse is just kind of telling you, I just wish people would get off my back?
No.
Like, never? Okay.
Now, Amber, how do you know what the color means? Like,
Sure.
how do you figure that out?
So when I was in middle school, my mom took me to church. And this is how we figured out that I see things that you probably don't.
Okay.
The pastor was just talking and he was coming from his heart. So when he was coming from his heart, it's this vibrant green,
Yeah.
like an emerald green shines.
Wow.
And it was the most beautiful color. And I said, Mom, can you believe that color? I've never seen that before. And she's like, what are you talking about? And that was the first time.
How old were you?
Middle school, maybe.
Wow.
So, say you're 11, right?
Okay.
For 11 years, you thought everybody saw what you saw.
Yes.
Can you imagine that? Yeah, I guess you
Well-
take it for granted. If you're born with it, you would just think, all right, that's what shit looks like.
Right. We were talking a little bit off the air, and you said that you started to get made fun of at school for
Yeah.
this, right?
So then I would talk to people
Yeah.
about it. Okay, I'm looking at you. Like right now, Matt, your color's purple. So you're actually very intuitive. You like to dive into that, that psychic kind of world of curiosity,
Yeah.
unknown. That's your overall color. Your color can change
Yeah.
depending upon your mood,
I think that's pretty accurate.
but you have usually just one broad color.
Yeah.
Whereas yours is more blue, which is more of a speaking, coming out, talking, networking, communication.
Yeah.
That's your overall general.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound
color,
like me at all.
You know,
Yeah.
mine's lime.
Lime.
Huh.
Yeah, it's in between a green and a yellow.
What does that represent?
My powerhouse and my heart. So
Wow.
coming from both centers at the same time.
Man.
If you lie, it goes red. If you
Really?
get stuck on a thought,
Well,
it turns red.
I was going to ask you, so did you just learn from somebody else, or did you learn on your own what these colors correlated with?
Yes. So this is what it means to me.
Yeah, I see.
So when you're talking and you have a thought process, the color just keeps radiating.
Yeah.
But if you stop and you're like, well, I don't know about that, and you question yourself, it turns red.
Huh.
So I realize people are in thought processes
Yeah.
or they're not telling me the truth.
Interesting.
Yeah. If it's muddy, it means that you have negative thoughts all the time.
Huh.
So you can see a texture by you. I'm not pointing to you. I'm
Yeah,
just,
no, yeah,
Okay.
I gotcha. So, okay. So Matt's purple. I'm blue.
You're blue.
You're lime.
I'm a lime.
All right. Now, when you do these, how do you see medical problems on people?
Yeah.
Do those colors, like, is there a spot on the body that's a different color that shows like trouble? What does that work?
No, so this gets weird.
Okay, I'm ready. I like weird.
Okay. So you have 8 chakras, main chakras
Okay.
that we work through. You have one below your feet.
All right.
It's called your Earth Star chakra.
Okay.
You have one, your root chakra at the base of your spine.
Yeah.
Sacral comes up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Solar is in your solar, heart, throat, third eye, and crown.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at your energy, this is my last 12 years. I draw you and I scribble with my pen. I don't know how many I have here.
Can you show that to the camera?
Where's camera? Is this
Yeah.
camera?
Yep. That's
So
what
we're
doing.
all, when we start, we're gingerbread men.
You guys
Yep.
are gingerbread man, yes.
And I'm not being funny.
No,
and then
this
you identify the chakras, right?
Yes, I look at the chakras to see how your energy is flowing.
Okay.
I zone out and then I take my pen and I go all the way up. Do you have a knee issue?
A knee issue? Actually, I do.
This
Yeah,
shit's crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So when
Recently, a very recent kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
so here's his picture that we can talk about. You
Yeah.
see where I got stuck on his knee?
I do see that. And you got a note there. Oh my God.
Okay.
Did we mention on the air that she told me what I ate yesterday?
No, we haven't got to that part
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. Okay. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that.
So I go into my mind and I visualize your body and just going up through all your structures in your body. So then I got stuck in your knee and I was trying to release the energy through there. Wasn't really moving. So I continue up to see what you hold on to. Usually I can see your patterns that like your emotions that are stuck.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm looking for because we should all be in flow. When you're in flow, you have good health.
Okay.
When you're holding on like trauma,
Yeah.
it gets stuck in the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it.
So that's what I'm looking through. And then I went to your stomach and I saw a Coke and I saw an apple.
And that's what I ate yesterday.
An apple and a Coke.
Yeah. I mean, I ate more than that, but I'm saying I had an apple and I had a Coke Zero.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's not like everybody eats apples
Right.
every day. I mean, most people like apples, but
Yeah.
that's wild.
That's so cool.
It is wild.
And then I went up further and you have an energy cord, which is good, but it's to your
You said
dad.
an energy cord?
Mhm.
Okay.
To your dad?
To your dad.
Okay.
All
And
right.
what does that mean to you?
A person that means a lot to you
Oh, for sure.
is going to be
Yeah, your dad and you have a great relationship. Yeah.
Both my parents, but yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. My
No, but
dad
you could
as
see
well.
you and your dad have a good father-son bond.
Definitely.
You could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild that you did that from paper.
Yeah, I sit in my room
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
right on my bed.
That's
And
wild.
I actually wrote him and I said, I'm just letting you know I'm going to go into your energy
Yeah.
because sometimes you feel it, you sense it, or you feel invaded.
Were you in mine around 10:30 last night? Were you in my energy at
Yeah,
any time?
I
Okay.
hope I was sleeping last
All right,
night.
because I had a bad hip problem. I'm kidding.
Amber caused it. No.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like to
I didn't know if you
tell
scribbled
people.
over my hip and nobody told me.
No. But I had a client like 2 weeks ago and he contacted me because he had Crohn's and he said, what can I do to heal? And a lot of times it's for chronic diseases because you try everything to heal. Nothing works. So what's left?
Right.
Well, what's the emotional that we're not looking at? What is the spiritual? What is the mental that you're going through? And when I went through his system, I said, did you have any issues with your kidneys? And he said, no, not at all.
Right.
He writes me 3 weeks later. He's in surgery because he has a big kidney stone.
Wow.
So I was like, oh.
All right. Well, let's get into it then. Does Matt have anything major to worry about?
No.
Okay.
Well, that's great news.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
That's
news.
really good
Yeah.
news.
Not. But the question is, I do have, where's the heart attacks that come through the line? Is that through the fathers?
Let me think about that.
You have a military guy that's crossed over on the other side. Okay. Military steps
Yeah.
forward for me and was talking to me, and he held, oh, sorry. Is that how you do it?
No, you're
Sorry, I
fine,
didn't mean
hon.
to do
Yeah,
that.
you're fine.
He held his heart. Okay.
Interesting. My uncle Ken was in the military.
Yeah.
And passed away recently. I say over the last few years. Yeah.
Okay. That's how he comes through as a guide for you. So when
Okay.
I'm going into your energy center, I'm asking for your ancestors to step forward of who is going to be here to assist you.
Yeah.
So he would be one of the people that steps
Interesting.
forward for you.
Okay. Yeah. That's my
Yeah.
uncle on my dad's
Oh,
side.
yes, because he kept talking about your dad. So let me tell you,
Yeah.
you and your dad, you have similarities. So when I was talking to this uncle he sat down, he hits me on my back like, yeah, good job, son. You know, like when you're walking along. And he says how similar you guys are in looks, in mannerisms. He said, bet you didn't think you're going to follow his footsteps. Bet you didn't think that.
Interesting.
There's a lot of similarities that comes through, but that would have been from his energy communicating that to you.
Yeah.
He's very proud of you.
Wow. That's so cool. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, my dad and I feel like, especially as I've gotten older, I see a lot of things I do that are like, it's like my dad for sure.
Is that
Yeah.
funny?
Yeah.
But it was almost like you didn't think you were going to be like him and you turn out doing more things like him.
Yeah.
Does he read the newspaper all the time? Did he?
He's very up on the news for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
When I saw your dad sitting down, it was almost like opening it up, sitting back, relaxing. I was like, oh, that's a good guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Back in the
Really laid
newspaper
back.
days. Yeah.
Yes.
Probably more like the phone and the internet these days, but absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's so true.
Yeah.
That's
That is
true.
amazing, man.
Yeah.
Like just watching you two do that. That's ridiculous
Yeah.
to me. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else with Matt?
I didn't see anything that really stuck out. I know. Oh, is there a joke in your family about missing teeth? Isn't that odd?
A joke about missing
Yeah, I
teeth.
wrote down missing tooth or
Huh.
missing teeth, and it would be a joke. Like somebody lost it, would take out their teeth all the time,
I'm trying to
and that
think
was
of
a
what would
topic.
be.
Or there's a missing tooth.
There's a missing tooth.
I've been looking for a wife that could take out her teeth all the time. I'm so sorry, Amber. I am 11 years old sometimes. You have to
Oh,
forgive me.
that's good.
But this is a comedy show. So
I'm gonna think on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
it might have like an old grandparent, brother, sister, or something that had dentures and stuff.
I definitely have had relatives who have had dentures. But
Yeah.
It would have been a joke. It would have been
Would have been a
something that,
joke.
yeah, like, oh, she has to go grab her teeth or whatever. I had
gonna
a
think on
woman on the other side yelling at me,
Yeah.
yelling a name. Like it was going to be Donnie, Dottie. It was like a hard kind of name coming through as well. I can tell you about her. First of all, I heard Tony left too soon. And then she kept talking about you. What a handsome man he is. Like, what a handsome man.
Talking about Matt.
Mhm.
Did you have any blind relatives? No, just kidding.
Yeah. Dottie,
I
Donnie.
could not resist.
Dottie. Let me think
Dottie.
about that.
I love the name Dottie.
Yeah. Dottie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like it would be my grandmother, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was she a
Very
yeller Italian? Was she Italian?
She was Italian.
Yeah,
But she's
loud.
the sweetest.
Of
well,
course,
To me,
but-
she was the sweetest grandma.
Of course, right.
But then we would go like to the Italian festival with her two sisters.
Yeah, of course.
And they'd be loud.
Oh,
It
they're
was a
so
different-
loud.
It was a different grandma.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. So anything else with Matt?
Nothing that comes out that is crazy.
Matt, you got any questions for her that you want to know about yourself?
I'll think about it. Yeah, I'll think
Okay.
about it. Yeah.
Did you scribble me?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound good, does it?
No, I did. It was
yeah,
good.
I did it.
It was good.
It started out as a gingerbread man. Ended up just being a Jack and Ginger. I couldn't deal with scribbling you.
That's not true. All right. The two chakras that stood out the most were your sacral, which happens to do with emotions, relationships, going with the flow.
Yeah, what condition is that in?
It's not. That's why I'm trying to point it out.
Yeah, it's terrible. What is it again? What else?
Relationships,
What else?
emotions,
Okay, terrible.
going with the flow.
Here's the thing. I'm very good at going with the flow and adaptation. I can adapt anywhere. What I'm not very good with is relationships and emotions. Not that I'm not good with them, just they're not great right now, right? So I don't know what to do. So what does that sketch tell you? I should do. Any idea?
It didn't tell me that. Are you divorced by chance?
A couple times.
A couple?
Well, I've been divorced twice.
Okay.
Yeah. Once I was very young, like a high school sweetheart. And then the mother of my children, we got divorced 10 years. I don't know. Something like 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's not with her. Like, no problems there.
that's okay.
I'm not like now. Like,
I also
things
feel
suck
like
now.
you get into chapters and then you're done with your contract with that person of whatever it is. And then you might go into a different relationship.
No, I'm a very long-term guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't date really. I don't, if I have a girlfriend, I have it until it's destroyed. Yeah. Usually from track record, it's about 10, 12 years and then it goes downhill.
Oh.
What kind of goes downhill? I just stick around for a long time and they do too. And yeah. So that part's very true. That part's weird.
So your sacral chakra wasn't open. Okay. So we want to get that open.
How do you, I'm not being funny. How do you open?
Yeah.
Is it sacral?
Sacral. Yes.
Okay. How do you open your sacral chakra?
Have more passion in your life. Have more.
Yeah. I know what to do.
Okay.
Things I like to do, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, I would imagine.
Joy.
Yeah. I spend a lot of time trying to make other people happy.
Okay.
And not really a lot of time trying to make myself happy.
Well, I want you to take a vacation and I want it to be around water. Okay?
You have no idea what you're talking about. And let me tell you what. I mean, you have every idea what you're talking about. And let me tell you why. I've told 4 people in the last 3 days, I want to go to the beach for a couple of days. I don't want to be around anybody. Yeah. I just want to sit on a beach and watch the water come in and listen to the sound of it.
Wow.
That's all I want to do for like a day or two. I think I might do it.
You should.
I might do it. I might do it this weekend, actually.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm not going to go to Ocean City, though. No, I'm not going to do that. You know, I might get on a plane tomorrow night.
Really?
I was going to talk about that. Anyway, that sounds great, Amber. Yes.
I wrote down Poole down here, but really it's like Florida, like go.
Yeah.
Go. Because when I was talking to your soul is like, let's go. Like, let's get out of here.
I need to get away. There's no doubt about it. Like,
so that would open up your energy because what happens for you is that your emotions get suppressed within your stomach. So you would have intestinal problems.
I have intestinal problems.
That's where it's going to show up from.
So this is wild. About a year ago, it's been going on longer, probably. Like, I would have like a breath issue. Like my breath was horrible. And I'd brush my teeth. I'd use mouth. And it was like, and so somebody's like, you got to go get your stomach checked. It could be. So, man, they put the cameras in all the way up in.
Yeah.
Not the greatest time of your life, but they're like, you got no problems. Then they gave me a medicine that really didn't do anything. And then when I called him back, he was basically like, you may just have like gas buildup. You know, you lose a little weight that can clear up, whatever. But it really comes down to stress. I'm convinced. Like I've been reading about it.
Yeah.
It's just stress for me. And that's what I need to do. It's just like let some stress out.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, that's interesting that you say that.
Well, I wrote down there that you had some point in there twice that when you fell ill. So there would have been somewhere that you had bad stomach issues. You had pain.
6 years ago, I had this lower abdomen right side.
What?
That's where it is on your drawing.
Oh.
Lower abdomen right side.
Right side.
Wow.
You got to leave. You got to leave. That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
So I literally, I had a lower abdomen. I thought it was my appendix. And they were like, no, it's not that. And that would, let me tell you about this one, Amber. The camera went through the front of a male.
Whew.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not trying to be salacious here. This is a true story. Mercy Hospital. They put a little
wait for that.
They put a little clamp on your thing.
A
very little one, by the way. And anyway, they put it on there. Then they numb it, and then the camera goes in it.
Oh
I'm not making this up.
Wow.
I'm not.
You were awake for this, in other words.
I watched it on the TV.
Woo!
I watched the whole thing. Looks like you're going through like one of them Star Trek,
There's
the light tunnel things.
top 10 ways to die.
Yeah, yeah. Penis camera. No thanks. But no. So they went. They thought that maybe I just tore a muscle. But lately, it actually started coming back. So, yeah, it's weird. It's bizarre.
Interesting.
But look at that. That is exactly where she drew
That's
that.
incredible, man.
We call it energy leaks.
And I just want to tell everybody watching this, like most people know, I like to joke around. I'll be full of shit about some stuff, but like not this kind of. I don't like fooling people. I don't want to trick anybody.
I mean, we didn't have any conversations with
I've
her
never
before she
talked
got
to her
here.
in my life.
Yeah. Just met her today when she walked through the studio
She said
door.
2 things to me before the show started. Hi, nice to meet you. And my husband is a huge fan.
Yeah.
So thank your husband. What's his name?
Nick,
you are the man. But yeah,
cool story about. We got to get into how she met her husband.
Yeah, we'll do that in a minute. But okay. Now I have another question for you. When you do these things, is it like, I don't want to use weird word, but it's like kinetic? Like, do you feel, is something moving you? Or you know what? Does the pen move because of you or because of an energy that you're feeling?
I feel like I zone out, and then it's what I'm seeing while I'm zoning. So I feel like I'm doing it, and it clears out my mind. So I go into a blank space.
Sure.
And then I allow information just to come through however it can.
Do you hear the information or see it?
I hear it.
You hear it?
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
And now you said, and I just want to keep this flow because it's fascinating, you're also a medium.
Correct.
So you said people reached out for Matt, right? His uncle and stuff.
Yes.
Did I have anybody reach out?
No, interestingly enough.
Once people are done with me, Matt, they don't want to say nothing.
I'm sweating because I was like, come on, we have to have somebody come through.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it's not that they're not here or they don't show up for you.
Right.
I think it's what you need to hear at that moment that comes through.
Now, what is that like for you? Are you seeing entities, or are you hearing them, or are you what is it?
The information comes in really fast. It's almost so I do group readings, and I'll go to people's houses and do group readings. And I had a psychiatrist who was like, I work with kids who have ADHD, and you zone out just like they zone out. And I thought that was always fascinating because my eyes go up. I receive the information, not like go up like.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Just want to clarify.
Yeah, no,
I'm not rolling my eyes in the back of my head.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, your grandmom's here. She said, eat your vegetables.
Yes. Eat your vegetables.
Zone out.
She also said, wear a different shoe size. Your feet are going to hurt.
That's so funny. So I zone out, and then the information just comes in. So sometimes it looks like I'm having 2 different conversations. I'm listening, I'm talking at the same time, and I keep it flowing.
Right.
So I hear things, I hear names. When you say, do I see people?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it depends on the spirit, because sometimes if I go like this, I'm like, get closer to me, because I can, like your uncle who came in, literally was talking about your dad. He came in and he showed me his structure of how he would look and standing tall. And he shows me a young face that was coming in. He has dark hair, right? So sometimes they manifest in, I'm sorry, was that all accurate?
That was very accurate. Yeah.
I should have asked.
It's crazy.
Sometimes they manifest in that way as if they were standing next to me, but not always. So I really think it depends upon the spirit on the other side and how I can receive information to communicate back and forth.
Now, did that ever freak you out? I mean, especially as a child.
No, I only had one scary episode as a child.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize that I was a medium, but I would channel all the time. I would sit in bed and I would talk to Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
What's he sound like to you?
He always called me little one.
Little one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've never had Jesus talk to me.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like sometimes I talk to like an energy, because I talk a lot out loud in my car. I don't know what that means. In fact, I have no idea what that means, to talk to yourself a lot out loud. But a lot of times I do it, and then I'll literally, my mind will go, it'll argue with it, which is like, to me, another voice. Like I'll say something, somebody go, no. And I go, well, wait. And then I'll do this in my own. And I feel like sometimes it's somebody is trying to help me sort of process an emotion or a feeling. And normally I stop talking. I don't know if that's good or bad, to them, but I never really thought about it. Maybe I'm like talking to someone and don't even realize it.
Yes.
You think that's maybe
Absolutely.
what it is?
So I think that we're
How do you,
all.
can you ask them who the hell it is?
You can. So the only way that you're going to get this is the more, and I think we're all intuitive. I really do.
Yeah.
You have to be quiet and you have to learn how to receive.
If you have to be quiet, I know a couple people that can't do it. That's a
Meditation.
fact. And I know one person that couldn't do it for $30 million. I mean, so you get quiet, you meditate.
You ask a question, who's with me? And then you get really quiet and just like you're talking to somebody and you're receiving the answer.
Yeah.
Like you're in listening mode and then you will hear, see, sense something.
Have you ever come across someone you didn't want to talk to?
You mean like, so, okay. Yeah. We're talking about negative entities. And
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
They are absolutely out there.
Yeah. That gets in my head too.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you in my head?
Yeah,
I tell them to leave.
Do they bug you at weird times or like when unwanted times?
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty, I feel like I'm a normal average person. They don't wake me up at night.
Yeah.
They don't follow me around. But if I want to connect in, I'm definitely well aware when there's lower energies.
Have you ever been able to connect with a loved one of yours that has passed on?
My dad.
Really?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Was it, I have to ask this. Was it both overwhelming and good, or like bad and good, or was it all good for you? And did you feel comfortable the whole time?
I think that we have a better relationship now.
So you were able to do that in postmortem? I don't mean to say it that way.
Yeah, so he's been gone since 2014.
Okay.
And I had that dream. You have a visitation dream.
Right.
Where he was helping me cross spirits over, which is bizarre.
Like he was helping you get other people over?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like kind of like, come on, guys, or that go that way.
So there in the dream, we went down into a cave and there was all these people who were like deceased.
Yeah.
But they weren't in heaven or they weren't in their
people you knew or just random people?
Yeah. And I was like, okay, when you cross over, this is what's going to happen. On the first day, this, second day, this. And I looked and there was my dad in this beautiful white outfit. And it brought me to tears. And I gave him a hug. And it was that hug that you just don't want to let go of.
Wow.
And then you wake up and you're like, put me back in this cave.
Yeah. No,
you ever had a weird dream like that, Mick?
Yeah, you're making me think about something that I don't really put a lot of.
I got something too.
When my mom passed, it was brutal, but I sort of stayed in denial for a long time. And then recently, like my grandmother passed, as you know, her mother. And ever since that day we buried her, I kind of like have this almost like relief. Like I'm like my mom is not alone now. You know, it was like weird for me. And so now I feel like she's with her mom.
Yeah.
And father, you know, and it was like, it was very emotional the other day. And yesterday or today, I forget when it was, I remembered a dream I had about my mother. And it was about 2 years ago. And she came to me and I was not doing well. And she just walked up. My mom was tiny. I mean, tiny. Mm-hmm. And she walked up and she put her arms around me. But I had never felt in my life, like it was like the most giant man in the world picked me up like a toddler and just held me. Like I felt so safe and warm, and just like the only way you could ever feel that
is a dream
is with your mother. Like the way a mother holds a child, like to herself, just like, I have you, baby.
Yeah.
And I woke up like a nut. Like I went like a nut. I mean, I was like, what the like, it was so real.
Wow, that's
like,
powerful, man.
I felt it like physiologically. Yeah. There was an actual feeling of warmth and embrace and this tight sort of grip of safety. And it was this morning I woke up and I just thought about that hug and I smiled and I was like, wow, I'm okay. Like I think I may have put this to bed.
Dude, that's beautiful. I mean, that's amazing.
It was really
That'd be really comforting. How long after your mom had passed did you have this?
Well, my mom passed in 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And this was the dream was about 2 years ago. Maybe not quite.
Really? Was that long after?
Oh God, dude, for 10 years, I was just
Wow.
numb. If I thought about her, it was a flood.
Yeah.
I just couldn't even barely talk about her.
Sure.
And then when my grandmom died, it was strange because her death to me was beautiful. I know that sounds weird to say, but we're all going to die. There's nothing we can. And
she lived a long life,
97 years.
Yeah.
That was amazing. 97 years.
Yeah.
She wasn't a 95-year-old sickly lady. 2 years she lived.
Yeah.
No. I had a talk with her a week before she died that was so in depth and her mind was so alive.
Yeah.
And her memory from the 30s. She's talking about going to see Frank Sinatra for 25 cents and getting popcorn and a soda. And they had enough money that they bought a ticket for the they went to the matinee.
Yeah.
They were able to stay in the theater and paid for the second show on 25 cents.
That's incredible.
I mean, it's
almost 100 years ago, man.
Dude, it's insane. Actually, it might have been the 40s. I said the 30s. I apologize. It was like late 30s, early 40s.
Sure.
But she told me that story, and it was like I'd never heard it. And she's 97. Mm-hmm. And in fact, when you're together, when the older people, because she goes, we went to the first show, which I think was at 3:00. And then nope, wait, I'm wrong. We went to the matinee at noon. Then we went to
she's sharp, huh?
Yeah, it was like incredible. So it did sort of give me this comfort with that.
I bet.
I never experienced.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So Amber, I'll tell you mine too. I mean, my wife and I both have had similar dreams. She lost her father, and when I lost my grandmother, we both had these dreams soon after our loved ones passed that they came back. So I lived with my grandmother for the last years of her life, and I had a dream that she was like knocking on the door. And she came in and she was upset that the doctors had told all of us that she was dead because she was alive. The weirdest thing, man, I in my dream, I could smell the formaldehyde.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
And then my wife had similar dreams too. Actually, a lot of dreams about her father coming back to visit her, and it was the same thing. And she was like, "Dad, I thought you had passed away."
Yeah,
And so I don't know. I don't know whether that's we didn't know what to make of those dreams.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's your subconscious playing, especially if you're like thinking about somebody.
Yeah.
But the dreams that it feels so real.
It was very real. I'll say that. Yeah.
Those are visitations of their soul, because when you're sleeping, it's the easiest way to get a hold of somebody. You're not, like, well, is this true? Did this happen?
Let me ask you something, both of you guys, because like the more I sit here and think about it, I don't really pay a lot of attention to that stuff. But listening to you guys, like I realize maybe I do like understand sort of how to connect. Like I don't believe that, and let me just say it this way, Amber, maybe you can help me articulate it better. I don't think when I fall asleep that somebody in heaven goes, okay, he's asleep. Let's go get in his head and tell him some nice things or bad things. What I do think happens is that when we sleep, the brain doesn't sleep really. It rests, but it's very busy. And I think a lot of times the brain is able to pick up things that energies or whatever you want to call it. And sometimes when you're in the right place, those things make sense to you and present themselves. Does that make sense?
I mean, I want to believe that. I want to believe that we're going to see our relatives again.
Yeah, of course.
That they communicate with us
yeah.
in some way. But I don't know whether that was just a dream. It could be my psychology, like Amber said, processing the death and what happened.
Sure.
And it could just be a weird dream. But in the dream, feels pretty real, man.
It's so powerful. Like there's so many, like I'm thinking about my grandfather who I think I was 10 when he died, 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And he was just the coolest. You know what I mean? He was he was into horses. He was into all that. And he's just a really neat guy.
Yeah.
And he'll pop into my dreams every now and then at like the funniest places, like funniest time. Like I've been on stage, like in my dreams, I've been on stage performing, and I look and I just see him and he's like giving me a thumbs up, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what that means. It's wild though, but I usually tend to just think about it for a second and then I just throw it away.
Yeah.
So I'm super logical.
Sure. I try to be.
I really am.
Yeah.
So when I look at an aura, I'm receiving information. There's codes, there's some kind of vibration. I don't just like your internet, right?
Right.
How the information comes through.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is.
Right.
So I always said, am I reading somebody or is it information? Are they actually a spirit standing by you or is it information? Then I've done so many readings that, let's say, for example, this woman, we had a group reading. And I connected in with her, with this person. She's like, I don't know who it is. And I said, well, I don't understand. I see him. This is how he died. This is his name. This is what's going on. And she said, no. Well, then I had another session 2 weeks later. Person shows up. I just hit my Zoom. Like literally, I just go into Zoom and we talk. And the same information came through. Same guy.
Same person.
Same guy came through. Yes. And I said, like I delivered the same messages to this woman, not realizing that they were best friends.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So I've had this happen so many times that I'm like, it has to be a person on the other side and not just information.
Right. Right.
It when you think about it, it makes absolutely perfect sense.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what else would it be? I'm always afraid, like, I'm going to have somebody come to me and they start telling me things and I'd be telling you what the person's saying to me. And then the other person, the spirit would be like, oh, no, I'm sorry, wrong person. Like, and then he leaves and I'm like, I'm sorry, none of that was for you. You know what I mean? Like I get in my mind thinks of like weird stuff. Like I would be afraid, I think, if somebody was like, hey, from the other side, I think I would close that door immediately. I would want to get out of that.
I would feel like it would freak me out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Did
Yeah.
it freak you out when you knew you were talking to dead people?
So I'll tell you how, because I didn't know it was a medium.
Right.
Right. I just knew that I saw colors and I didn't know what that represented. And I had a mom who threw me into tarot card readings at age 14.
Right.
Because she's like,
something's wrong with
something's
this kid.
going on.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I didn't learn how to read tarot or anything. I was like, why do I have to read tarot when I can hear things?
Yeah,
all
I
the
am
time?
the tarot. Right.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And then I shut everything down in middle school and I met my husband. Right.
Wow.
So I'm going to go into this a little bit.
Yeah.
I was leaving. So I dropped a friend off from work, like a coworker asked me for a ride. I said, fine.
You were a
Dropped him off.
teenager at the time.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm 16, 17 in there.
Yeah.
Dropped this person off at work. As I'm leaving, neighborhood that I don't know anything about. I drive and I hear a voice say, pick him up.
Whoa.
There's two
Usually
boys.
not good advice, but
Right.
Yeah. There's two boys walking on the sidewalk. And I turned my car around. I rolled down my window and I said, do you want to ride? He said, sure. They both got in my car. He gave me his phone number and I didn't call him because he didn't have a car.
Right. Yeah. Loser.
I was like, I'm not coming back up here and picking you up.
Right.
And then a few months later, my friend, she met a friend and she said, can you go pick up his friend? I said, sure, just let me know. And we go, and it was the same person.
It was your husband?
It's my husband.
Whoa.
Oh, what a cool
So
story.
we've been together ever since.
That is a
So
trip.
it's
By the
23
way,
years.
if you could relay a message to your husband who's a fan, the next time a 16-year-old girl makes a U-turn and says you want to ride, you call that woman. You call that girl.
For real.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. When you're 16, of course.
Yeah.
I don't mean now. Of course. Amber, do you? I'm not going to get. You have children.
I do.
Do any of them show signs of?
Um,
Is it genetic? Is it like that's,
No.
No.
I mean, it probably is genetic,
Right.
but my kids,
That none of them have ever done it.
no.
Yeah. Do they? I'm not being funny. Do they think you're weird?
Yes.
Mom talks to dead people and
Yes.
shit. Like that's weird, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't tell I'm a health coach.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I do coaching for a living
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Because it gets really My whole entire goal is to help people, but it's such a,
You do private readings?
I do private readings and group readings.
Let's do a little business for you. So look, if somebody wants to, get this done, how do they get a hold of you?
The Chakra Diva.
The chakradiva.com.
.com.
We have it linked on the description as well.
Oh, we do.
You can find it.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. Yeah, go up to our description on the show today. And listen, I'm going to be really honest with you, Amber. When Matt asked me about this, the first thing I said, I go, I don't believe that bullshit. Like, that's exactly what I said. I said, I don't believe that bullshit. Like, people can't talk to dead people. She ain't going to look at you and tell you got a knee problem. And she looked at you and told you had a knee problem.
And I meant to ask you, did you say something about my stomach too, or was it just Mickey?
No, but I can tell you what's not good for you. And you might hate that.
Matt, I'm just telling you, I got 4 lines coming off of mine. You have 37. That's all I'm saying.
Is that right?
No, I'm kidding.
I'm like, oh, what?
I'm totally kidding.
Oh my goodness. Look, you don't do good with gluten. Okay. You got to get rid of that one. Casein.
What's casein in?
It's going to be in your dairy.
Okay. I'm terrible with dairy.
And yeast.
And yeast.
Yes.
Okay.
You got a yeast infection, man.
I'm going to check.
Beer, those type of things, but have the yeast. It's not good with your system.
Okay.
Yours is soy.
Mickey's is soy?
Yes.
What?
So, about 4 months ago, started getting like these, just belches. And it was like eggs, like rotten eggs. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm thinking my stomach. And I'm like, you know what? I ate sushi last night. I'm like, the last 4 times I've eaten sushi or soy, it's happened. And I thought to myself, I wonder if I'm got a problem with soy sauce, How? That's bizarre.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bizarre. So I need to stay away from soy
and caffeine. That was your 2 highlights. Do it for 30 days. See if you feel better. Look, I wrote it down. I'm not saying it because you have a Coke.
God damn it.
How much caffeine are you drinking every day?
Well, here's my thing. I used to drink 2 liters of this a day.
Wow. Is that right? 2 liters? 2
I'm
liters
not
of
making
Coke?
this up. I had to train myself in the last year. If I went to dinner at a restaurant, my glass got refilled 4 times.
Okay. If I'm at the restaurant.
Yeah.
But I have Diet Cokes, a pitcher. No, I hear you, man. It was me too.
But I have trained myself to eat my food and try to wait to drink unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
And it's helped my weight immensely. I've dropped probably 10, 12 pounds just drinking less while I eat.
Yeah.
I know I should drink water, but I just hate water with food. It washes all the
We're a lot alike, man.
Yeah,
exactly
most people are,
me.
by the way.
Right.
But the caffeine, the problem is I love sweet tea loaded with caffeine. I love sodas loaded with caffeine.
Yep.
But I know it's not good for me. Yeah. I know it. And it probably messes with everything in me.
Yeah.
Damn it. Soy and caffeine out the window.
I know. And I've got to lose some weight. And I know it has everything to do with probably, carbs that have all that stuff in it that you mentioned.
Yeah. Well, you actually, you have when I was in your pituitary gland, actually.
Okay.
Sorry.
Matt, by the way, I have a statement to make afterwards. When I was in your ass. No, I'm kidding.
Do me a favor, Mick. Stay out of my pituitary gland. What are you doing? You're fine, Amber. But
you have a chemical sensitivity. So you are sensitive to aluminum. You're sensitive to toxins that comes through. And it actually messes with your hormones that comes through. That was another one of your highlights too.
Now, I wonder how does that factor into diet? Where do you get aluminum? Is that like aluminum cans? I'm not being funny. Is it
like putting aluminum on top of your food before you cook it?
Yeah. Okay.
Right? That comes through.
Right.
The cans, yes.
It's all that metal, Matt. All that metal, dude.
I'm a metal guy.
That metal.
Sensitive.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, it was one of your highlights.
Too much metal in your life, Matt. You've had too much
the
metal.
wrong kind of metal.
The wrong
kind of metal.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amber, this is so it's just wild because the older I get and the more I've gotten into deep critical thinking, I'm starting to realize what the human mind is really capable of. And it's very capable of doing a lot of things, but most of the time my mind always did dumb things like obsess over something or, whatever. Lately, I'm just like, I just become so resolute and matter of fact when I know something.
Yeah.
I have no more room for like bullshit. Like, if you can't do something, just say you can't do it. And I don't think any differently of you, but like, I just can't deal with like bullshit. Like, it's weird.
Like, I don't, people not doing things they'll say they'll do for you,
or just people that like, how you talk to someone and you're being sincere and you're trying to tell them something and they're just looking through you. I just go like this now. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
They're like, what? I go, nothing. It's okay. Like, I'm just not doing it anymore. And it's allowed my brain, I think, to just see things more clearly. And that's why, like, when you started talking, I'm like, yeah, I could see if I focused on someone and really thought about it, you could probably read what's going on with them in a lot of ways. The human mind's incredible. I mean, we don't even realize how smart we are. That's the problem, number one. And number two, I think we're so speculative of anything because we don't know how to do it. Therefore, if someone else can do it, we judge them and tell them they're fake. So it's weird, but it's not like you're sitting here telling me, don't get on a boat Friday at 3:00. Like you had a vision. Right. It's not that, but you're able to kind of tap into somebody's energy. And look, if you're in a great relationship, you can finish somebody's sentence. You know exactly what they need. You know when to call them. You're just tapping into their energy. And maybe you have the ability to do it with people you don't know. And I think that's fascinating.
We were going to ask you for your vibe on the podcast in general, just where we're going with it all. But you're not big on the future stuff,
I'm not,
you said, right?
No, yeah. When people come over and, is my favorite ones, what's going to happen in the relationship?
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's what everybody usually wants to know.
That's a big one, I'm sure.
When's the money coming in?
Uh-huh.
Right. It's the second one. And really, I personally believe that you create your own destiny.
Yeah.
So you have the power, the thoughts, to push through whatever you want. So I don't do good at like throwing down cards and saying, oh yes, you need to leave him. Like obviously, if you're coming to me, you need to leave.
Yeah, I never understood that. Like I have people go, I'm going to talk to my psychic, see if I should leave Dave. And I'm like, well, do you want to leave Dave? I don't know. Well, if you don't know, you should.
Right.
Like, why are you there?
Yeah.
Leave, and a week later, if you go, I shouldn't have left, call Dave back.
Yeah.
Like, that's, trust me.
Yeah.
I figured all this shit out. Like, goodbye. Yeah, I'm not dealing another moment of my life with, like, that kind of, like, mindset of, like, oh, what should I do? I'm just going to do things. And if they're the wrong decisions, I've made them before. But I'm just like the whole idea, listening to you talk about like when you were saying earlier about energies and people trying to tell you things, stay the path, stay the course, things like that. That's where I'm at. I'm just like straight down the middle.
And are you able to ask people, the people who've passed on, their loved ones, you're able to ask them questions as well too? Or
yeah, so usually when I do a session for mediumship, I allow whoever wants to come forward to come forward.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you might be like anticipating to speak to somebody specifically.
Yeah.
But your grandmother's going to come in because she adores you and she loves you and she's going to be the spirit guide for right now.
Yeah.
So I always feel 9 times out of 10, I get the person that everybody wants. But usually I channel 5 or 6 people, not just one person, because it's a whole team over there. And they're here to assist you in whatever choices, decisions that you need to make. Or the way that I got into this is because I passed out. This is crazy. I was going from one room to another. I was walking and I blacked out. And before I blacked out, I said to my husband, call 911.
Jeez.
And I fell into my bedroom and it was a black hole. That's what it looks like in my head, a void.
Wow.
And as I'm in this void, I said, am I dead? And I heard a voice say, no. And I said, am I going to be okay? And I heard a voice say, yes. And I said, then put me back together. Like, what is this? And ambulance came, took me out of the house, took me to the hospital. I started having out-of-body experiences. They sent me home, by the way.
What?
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
They were like,
Yeah.
she's fine.
I'm sorry, the medium on call is not available today. You gotta go.
Fine, yes. And they sent me home.
Wow.
So I'm sitting in bed waiting for MRI for my brain scan,
Sure,
right? To
yeah.
see what is going on.
Yeah.
I'm having these out of body experiences. I'm hearing things, I'm seeing things all over again. Like it just got blasted wide open.
Mm.
I used to be a secretary for like a major corporation for years.
Wow.
So I just plateaued right into what I used to when I was growing up, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So I didn't ever see anybody. I heard, if you want to heal, rub your hands together and feel it.
Mm.
And I was like, what does that mean? So I start rubbing my hands and I started to scan my body and I felt energy. Okay. So that was my first dip into energy.
Yeah.
I called up my mom. I said, I'm hearing stuff. Lay down. I don't know what's going on. She lays down. I put my hands on top of her. This is 2012.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going back. All of a sudden I have information coming in. You're holding on to sadness. Whose birth? That's my first boyfriend in, elementary school. And I'm like, what do you mean that's your first boyfriend?
Right.
All this stuff that I couldn't have possibly known.
Whoa. You're telling your mom all this stuff about her
Yes,
life. Yeah.
Yes. So then I called my stepmom. And I'm like,
Yeah.
lay down.
Yeah.
And that's when her father came in from the other side. And that was the first time that I was like, I felt an energy or a presence stand next to me. And he was giving messages to her who I've never met.
That's never been scary for you?
No, it felt so good.
Yeah.
So for $45, I would go to anybody's home. I would
Yeah.
take a massage table.
Yeah. I like the way this is starting.
Everybody would that's how my business got started, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I make people feel better. Lay down. They would lay down. I would take my hands, go across them, get information, hear from the people on the other side, because your loved ones come in because it heals you. So if you're holding on to resentment, anger, whatever from person who's passed over, I can help that.
Well, there's a lot of cultures, even Native Americans, that believe that your ancestors come to heal you. They bring you cures from the other side. And I think there's like ancient Egyptian, Mesopotamia, that area. They all believe that your ancestors would bring you the cures. So they would do ceremonies to bring the deceased people in to cure you.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the shaman and those guys come from, is that belief that you can channel this positive energy that they will bring to you. The people, but your forefathers will bring to you that say, you're okay, here, rest, do this. And so it's interesting, like hearing you explain it and knowing the history of
It's interesting.
what's happened. I mean, there's definitely something to it. I mean, you found the knee, my lower right abdomen. There is not a shot in hell you would have known that. Not one.
Yeah. So
It's weird.
So Amber, you were talking, obviously we've been talking a lot about auras, and
Yeah.
Mick, I don't know if you remember, we had this story on the show not too long ago, and the headline is, new research says living creatures cast a faint aura that stops at death. So I'll read you the story. I'm just curious about your thoughts. The study was published in the Journal of Physical Chemistry Letters. It found that living things glow faintly throughout their lives due to the energy released by metabolic and cellular processes. Monitoring this weak signal could one day help scientists track injury and disease. Sound familiar, Mick?
It's unbelievable.
Scientists from the University of Calgary and Canada's National Research Council use special cameras to catch tiny bits of light called biophotons coming from mouse cells and plant leaves. They found that healthy living cells release these low energy photons, but the glow fades away right after death. The researchers think this glow might come from chemical reactions in living cells. They're not sure exactly how it works. They say this is a big deal because it's the first time anyone has seen this light in animals, hinting that humans may emit a similar glow that vanishes when we pass away. So they were saying that they tested these injured and uninjured leaves, and the hurt parts of the leaves glowed brighter for hours. So I'm just curious what that sounds like to you, just in connection with what you do and what you see.
That sounds incredible. I actually sit with a lot of people as they die. So, I have clients that
I get it.
once you're spiritual, you just go into that
Wow.
world.
Yeah.
It's an honor to sit with strangers and like help them cross over.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching somebody pass, their aura actually gets closer and closer and closer to their body.
Huh.
So I could always tell.
Well, and do you see it fade like this story says, or what do you see?
Mine, when I see it, it turns like a grayish color. So it's
Yeah.
not vibrant at all.
Right.
But it's really dim and close to the body.
Well, that would sound. That's kind of
Yeah.
sounds like it fades. I mean, you would.
Well, you know, I'm wondering, wasn't it you, Matt, that read the story, or did I just read it? They cut plants, flowers,
Yeah.
and they could hear when they cut them, there was actual audible sound coming from the stems.
Yeah. Right.
You read that
Yeah,
story,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, the plant was yelling
Yeah.
because it got cut, right? And I guess if we think about it, we are just a living thing with cells, right? And you know, they may not have leaves, may not have blood, but it's got water. It's got
Well, it's conscious in some way that we don't understand what it's like to be a plant or, you know, any other creature for
Yeah.
that matter,
Yeah.
other than human.
right. So we don't know, like we say, oh, it's inanimate, it's a flower, it doesn't feel anything. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it probably does,
Sure.
you know. And it's fascinating when you think about it, which means that everything reacts to energy,
Yeah.
right? And we humans obviously produce energy. We show our heat alone is thermal. So that itself is an energy. And so you can't imagine, like I can't imagine what other types of energies the human body really does produce
Yeah.
that matters to our surroundings that we don't even know about.
Does that sound like an aura to you though? That in that story?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hard to
But
say.
I do teach classes where everybody in my class will see an aura.
Really?
Everybody. It's not just for one person. I think, like,
So
You
you're
can
able to
teach-
instruct somebody.
yes,
How to see an aura.
absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm into.
I want to
yeah.
learn how to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
people in color.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I mean, seriously.
It's got to be helpful. I mean, it's been helpful to you in many ways, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
You said you could tell when somebody's lying.
I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're, imagine being married to her, right?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, for many reasons, yes. But for that reason, I'm out. I feel like I'm on Shark Tank. I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't use it unless I have to use it, right?
Sure.
So when you go back and forth,
Oh, it's a switch.
mhm,
You can choose not to see color.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's like
I
a
have to-
superpower.
Without, I mean, you don't have to teach a course right now, but can you explain like what is
Sure.
that?
The best and easiest way to do it is when you're brushing your teeth, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you have the light kind of dimmed in there and you're zoning out. You're brushing your teeth. I hope you're doing it for 2 minutes. You're
Right.
brushing your teeth, right?
Yep.
When you stare at yourself in the mirror, you're going to stare over at your forehead
Mhm.
and your eyes are kind of going to go in a daze. And what happens is you'll start to get this fuzziness that comes up. You'll see white first. All right. And then you'll go, what the hell was that?
Kind of like a
Right.
halo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Keep staring at it. Okay.
Okay.
When you get,
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah?
I've definitely
people.
seen that. I'm
That's
just
your
listening
aura.
right now.
Yeah.
so the more that you concentrate on it or the more that you like focus on it, it turns
Yeah.
into a color.
Wow.
Hmm.
Now,
Okay.
what happens if that color's red when you see it?
Red's okay. Actually, I will tell you what red can mean too. So there's this guy who sent me a gift.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he sending me a gift? What is this?
Right.
And I met him in person and his whole entire aura was red. And I thought, stay away.
Right.
Mm.
Right. I'm like, he must be really angry. I'm going to stay away. He was actually rich.
Mm.
So he had so much money, so much abundance that it also gave the red color.
Wow.
Like a power.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yes. So it's not always a bad thing.
Yeah. I
But,
mean,
do the different colors mean different things to different people?
Not generally.
Not generally.
so like
Yeah.
under your beliefs, I don't know how else to say it. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine.
The colors, they represent something on, if it's lime on Matt, it means the same on Matt that it does on you and me. Correct?
Yes. So you
Okay.
have a general, like green is always like love.
Yeah. Green
Right.
is love.
Green is a love because it's the heart chakra. So it's a love chakra.
Yeah.
But sometimes your green has like, it's the texture has brown in it. So
Mm.
if it has brown in it, I know that you have negativity, thoughts, emotions around love.
Yeah.
It's not a clear, you want as vibrant color that you can be.
Yeah.
Vibrancy.
Right.
And you said purple was for me. And what is
Yeah.
that? What is purple again?
That's like the unknown. It's mystery. It's psychic. It's like, well, what is out there? And you keep going deep. Like you're very into deep thought over there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very accurate. I find that to be very accurate for me. How about you?
What'd you say I was again?
Blue.
Blue, which means what?
Networking communication for you.
Yeah, I mean-
I mean, I feel like that's accurate just hearing it.
Yeah. I mean,
You.
yeah, of course. That's dead on. Yeah, I'm kind of numb. Like I thought I was gonna sort of like be kind of, what's the right word? Like, whatever. Yeah. But it was impressive today.
Yeah, for sure.
It really,
very interesting.
Yeah. It's like freaked me out a little bit.
Processing everything.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It's really, Amber, can you read two people together? Like, can you read chemistry?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I've never done it, actually.
Because I'm thinking, like, Matt and I together.
Yeah.
I feel like we have awesome chemistry, but I'm wondering if that like can you see chemistry between people?
That's a good question.
That's interesting. So sometimes, right, if an empath, for example, a person who picks on other people's energy and takes it on, and they go out to, like a public place,
right,
they have a hard time. Their aura is meshing in with another person's aura.
Right.
Theirs gets tiny.
Yeah.
Right. Because they can't be in their powerhouse because of that. So you guys together would create your own vibration coming together. Can I just interrupt? Your grandfather, right, who's helped you with many businesses, is this accurate?
My grandfather?
Wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
How does many businesses come in for you? Do you try to make many businesses, grow many businesses?
Yeah, I've tried a million.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your grandfather supports you, or he's helping you with business. This is what I'm saying.
Well, he better step his game up, is what I'm saying. Because I've had a lot of failed businesses. Yes. Yeah. You're saying my grandfather's now on board?
He's on board.
Can you say which? I'm not being funny. Can you decipher a grandfather for me?
I would go over to the father's side.
All right. That'd be the one I would say would probably be like, yeah, boy, come on. We can do this.
So call him in more in creating your businesses. There's almost like if you're going to do buildings, where's the buildings come in at? Did you used to have them, or you're going to do them?
I mean, I'm getting ready to
both,
go.
Right?
Yeah. I'm getting ready to go into a new location for a business.
Okay. So that looks promising only because I have the grandfather stepping forward and telling me that he's going to work with you on that.
All right. Well, my grandfather was an iron worker. So if he can build that stage at night when nobody's watching,
okay.
that would be awesome.
Right?
Yeah, it'd be a big help.
So he's showing me handshakes. So it's making deals with other people that comes in, and that's how it's going to grow as well. There's also, I keep going into finances. We can talk about it later. There's going to be a financial aspect about it, but it almost feels like there's going to be, I wouldn't say extra help, supportive. How do you guys do that? Networking, to build what you're trying to build.
Dude.
Wait, can you expand on that? What do you mean by that? I'm curious. Can you expand on the finances part?
There's like lending people who are going to contribute to your dream.
You got to talk, Matt. I'm not kidding.
We just had a conversation yesterday, Mick and I, about a big meeting that he was having this week. It was yesterday, right? It was yesterday. Yeah. Very big meeting about exactly that. Yeah.
So he's trying to help you with that. So what you have to do is ask him, hey, I need you to pull some strings on the other side. Make him work because he wants to.
All right. So I'm going to talk right into the camera. Yeah. On my life, I have never met this woman. 99.9% of the time, I think these people are full of shit. Don't take this the wrong way, Amber, please.
Well, you'll probably admit there's probably frauds out there doing this, Amber, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm telling you, every single thing she has said. It's not like she's saying things vague.
Yeah.
Whose name starts with an R? Like, it's not that. Mm-hmm. She talked about a direct spot on my body. She talked about stomach issues. You talked about a business coming together in a new building, and people around me are going to help me finance. Everything she said is accurate. Not accurate, like spot fucking on. Like it's really, it's overwhelming. Like to hear, it's it's weird. But
nobody knew about that meeting, really.
Dude, me, you, two other people.
Yeah.
No, three.
Right.
And you would have talked to none of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say to you, Amber. It's like, I don't want you to feel like I think you're some kind of freak or something like that. I don't think that. But I do think that whether or not I believe in what you do, I witnessed it. I don't know how else to say it. And it was done to me. And I know for a fact, I didn't tell you anything. I didn't tell Matt about my lower abdomen. You didn't know about that.
No.
Whatever gift you have, it's amazing. I mean, it's really impressive, and it's overwhelming when it happens. To you. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
You're a dick for bringing her in. By the way, you're a dick, Amber. It is My God, I have to go because we have to wrap the show up. I mean, we've been an hour and a half, Matt. Do you realize that? It's been an hour and a half.
It's flown by, I know.
And we still got to do Matt's Music Minute.
We do.
We got it.
And we're going to plug, Amber, we're going to plug your all the places people can get in touch with you as well.
Amber, I'm going to tell you something. I'll say it right now. What I'm getting ready to open is a comedy club. And I want to have you come and do your thing there one night. And we'll advertise the shit out of it. And then can you work to an open room and people that want to volunteer?
Yeah.
Done.
Thank you.
You blew my fucking mind. I mean, I'm not joking.
Ugh.
Like, this isn't, it blew my mind.
We have another spot too, actually.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
oh my God, today was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can you do the sponsor? Like, I'm numb right now.
Yeah. So
Natalie's Seafood Kitchen. Yeah. Matt's Music Minute. I'll get the calendar. I feel stupid right now because I'm a little bit verklempt. I don't know another word.
I'm very in my head right now because I'm processing all the information that you've given us, and then thinking about all his stuff, all the information you've given him too. I mean, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, right? Yeah.
Tonight at Natalie's Seafood Kitchen, Rich Pressberry out on the deck. Tomorrow, Natalie's Seafood Kitchen, Chesapeake Suns. Saturday, the Bo Daddies. And on Sunday, Rod Sebastian. Natalie's Seafood Kitchen is Harford County's newest restaurant. There is nothing like it. The best tiki bar west of Ocean City or anywhere else you want to say. I love the place. Zach, Natalie, Lou, incredible. This is Matt's Music Minute.
And by the way, we'll be out on that beautiful tiki deck tomorrow.
Tomorrow, live at 5, we will be there.
Yeah.
Amber, don't come near the building tomorrow. I need to do one show where I'm not mentally screwed for the rest of the day. We got to fly, brother. Go ahead.
So ex-Red Hot Chili Peppers and current Pearl Jam touring guitar player Josh Klinghoffer has avoided jail by taking a plea deal in the case where he failed to yield while driving and accidentally struck and killed a pedestrian.
That's a sad story.
It's
I mean,
awful.
the whole thing's terrible all the way around.
Yeah.
I can't even make a joke about it.
Yeah, he was sentenced to 1 year of informal probation and 60 days of community labor.
He's got to hang out with Vince Neil.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Amber, I wish you would have saw the future and told me not to make that joke. Go ahead.
He also must complete a driver's safety class and pay restitution to be determined at a later date. And then more on this Smokey Robinson story. He's now fighting back against the rape and sexual harassment accusations that were posed against him.
Can I say something before you read this story? Because I have no idea what the story is. Smokey Robinson, to me, is one of the greatest songwriters that ever lived.
Yeah, you don't want this to be true at all.
This one, like, I can deal with Michael Jackson being an absolute piece of shit. I can deal with Puff. I can deal with all them pieces of shit. Smokey Robinson, to me, I can't. If he's a bad guy too, I just give up on humanity.
Well, I don't know what to make of this. He's not going down without a fight. He's filed a $500 million cross complaint for defamation and elder abuse against the 4 former housekeepers who sued him this month with claims of sexual harassment and rape. The suit claims the 4 women conspired with their lawyer to make slanderous statements against him and his wife Frances at a press conference on May 6th, and that their claims are fabricated in an attempt to extort money.
I hope he's dead. I hope it's another Johnny Depp, Amber Heard situation where just some person, I don't want to blame it on women against men. I don't want to do that. But I'm saying where one person accuses somebody of all this stuff, that they're horrible, but really they just gaslight and manipulate their way through and then try to make the other person look like a complete piece of crap.
Yeah, I don't want to believe it's true either, but I also don't want to believe that, people easily
4 women
do
can
this.
make up that lie. I know it's gross.
Awful.
It's gross. Yeah.
Country star Morgan Wallen is now the first artist in history to claim the entire top 10 of the Hot Country Songs chart.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
It really is. And he also broke the record for the most songs charted on the Billboard 100 in a single week.
Good for
with
him.
37 songs on the Hot 100.
I mean, what?
Incredible, right?
So he owns 37% of the top 100 songs in the country.
And if you go to the country chart, it's all his songs.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
And I'm not even a country fan, and I'm a fan of that guy.
Yeah.
Like, just for that reason.
Yeah. Jason Bonham has announced his physical graffiti August dates. He's nothing around us here in Maryland for our local listeners. 24 August dates for his physical graffiti tribute. He's the son, of course, of Led Zeppelin drummer John Bonham, wrapping up the current leg of Jason Bonham's Led Zeppelin Evening this week, with the final show set for Saturday night at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. His tour celebrates the 50th anniversary of Led Zeppelin's physical graffiti. It kicks off August 1st in Omaha, Nebraska, wraps up in Vancouver, British Columbia on August 31st.
You know, my son told me when I pass, he's going to do a tribute to me, like go out and do things I did.
Yeah.
Like he's doing for John Bonham. And so my son, when I die, he will go to like businesses and become a partner and shut them down in 6 months.
Amber, are you a music fan at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your favorite type of music?
Oh my goodness.
You a pop girl, rock girl,
Sure,
rap
let's
girl?
go with pop.
Pop. Who's
Yeah.
like your favorite artist out right now?
I don't listen to music very often.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's not you. It's not
No.
okay. Fair enough.
Have you ever contacted somebody famous like that, like a dead rock star, like Elvis or?
No, I've had oh my goodness. Reese Philbin.
Regis?
Yes, he's come to me. He's come to
Regis?
me.
Amber.
Yes.
Amber, we gotta talk.
He's come to me. And but that's really it.
Regis
Wow.
Philbin.
So
Yeah.
I mean, tell us that story, because
It was actually Regis and Will Smith.
you read Will
I
Smith?
swear, I have a video. Okay, look, I have a video that I had a dream that these two came to me, and Regis was laughing because Will said, "I'm writing a book and I'm paying contribute to my grandmother." So I posted this video because he wrote a book 2 years later, a year later, whatever it was, for
I'm
the
done.
grandmother.
I got to go to my son's graduation, Amber. You're amazing. We're going to have you back.
Did Will Smith actually confirm this with you? You're saying, or you?
No, this is my had a dream
Oh, I
about
see.
it that
Yeah,
they
yeah,
came.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Right.
you can contact any dead.
Yeah.
You live in
celebrity.
Harford County, right?
I do.
Tomorrow's too soon. 2 or 3 Fridays from now, we're going to have her come to do Falston with us, if you'd like, in Natalie Seafood. We do it live there, and we'll invite listeners out, and we'll be set up, and you can do your thing right on the show. Can you do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt,
Get you and your husband
Absolutely.
some delicious seafood.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, bring
Yeah.
Nick, because he's a fan,
He's
and I
a
want to
fan.
meet Nick. Amber, I could talk to you for, I'm not kidding, for hours. This has been one of my favorite shows ever. You blew my mind.
Let's get all her information up,
Please.
because
Thank you.
Amber, not only do you do like readings for people, but you also teach as
Yes.
well, right? So give us all the info about how people contact you for
yep.
all these things.
thechakradeva.com.
We got that link to the description, by the
Yeah.
way. Best place to go is the
Yeah,
website.
I'm on
Yeah.
Instagram. I'm on Facebook, YouTube. I just joined the TikTok. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, we got it, but I don't even know if we use it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm 14 on there. I don't know. But I'll tell you another place to go, and you'll laugh at me. Rumble.
I don't
worry.
know what that is.
Yeah, you don't, but you would kill on there.
Kind of another YouTube. Yeah.
You and I might do a show on Rumble together with Matt. We might do one of them chakra shows
Yeah.
on there, make
Yeah.
a fortune.
Right.
As long as you can read shit,
Cool.
Matt
can
and I
reach
will
it.
make it entertaining. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be wild.
Yeah.
Amber, it was so cool to meet you, for
Thank
real.
you.
I'm so glad we did this. I was skeptical. When you brought the mentalist in, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to fall for bullshit. Right? Remember I said that?
Yeah.
That guy was ridiculous.
I know.
This was absolutely mind-blowing.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
amazing.
you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Amber. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Everybody else, tomorrow live, 5 o'clock, we will be in Falston at Natalie's Seafood Kitchen. If you'd like to come out, please do. Going to have fun. Going to be a good time. Matt, anything else we need to hit?
Just subscribe to the YouTube channel, because eventually we're not going to be on. A lot of our people watch on Facebook now. So go to youtube.com/@Mickey Talks Pod. Please subscribe, watch the videos there. You get us a live stream there every day, normally around 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
And please like the videos. That'll help us out a lot. Comment on the videos, all that good stuff.
Amber Poole, amazing show. Thank you so much. Matt, we'll see you tomorrow, Falston, buddy.
Sounds good.
All right, see you guys tomorrow, 5, live in Falston. Bye.